On the bottom left corner we have Hiwi, another username for the player 458, who goes by the names vsRoller, Hiwi and 458, and he's playing the yellow Protoss on the bottom left right corner, not the left corner, bottom right corner. He's up against vsRoller, which is one of the usernames that Voss or JH uses when he's playing against vsRoller, who is 458. And chatting a bit. These players have a long history. I have evidence in my replay folders that these players have at least played about 200 to 300 times in the past year or so, which is a very high amount of games between the two. So these two players are very familiar with each other, and both players are very good players. This will be a very good match, and I hope that you are as excited about this match as I am, because 458 will always bring high intensity games. He puts on pressure non-stop, which I will admit sometimes goes at the expense of adding onto his base. But his macro and his micro and his decision making is top notch. And he has very, very great multitasking ability. And his drops are one of the best I've ever seen in my entire Starcraft playing history. And both players are starting off with very standard and traditional builds. The Nexus into a Forge, into a pylon at the choke, and the probe scouting right afterwards. And a bunch of cannons are going to be thrown down once he has the gateway up. I mean the Forge up, followed by the gateway, of course. And there are going to be 2 cannons because he's saving up for 300 minerals. He's got 900. Well, he's throwing down just a single one. That's a little bit new to me. Usually you see people throw down 2. He's deciding to throw down 1. There comes the gas. And vsRoller doing the usual 3 barrack build, which is, in my opinion, the most diverse build and the safest build to go. For a Terran into a Protoss, you can try to go for vultures, but it's way riskier. Things can go wrong very quickly and very badly. If the Protoss is doing a mid build, for example, or just anything else, it can go wrong very quickly, and it's usually not worth it. That's why you always see the 3 barrack build. As you can see here, both players are scouting the map. Units scattered all around the place, trying to catch the probe, but he already caught the probe. The probe maybe got pulled back. I missed that little bit. There's the cybernetics core. There's the second cannon that we were talking about earlier, and he's adding on 2 more gateways. So we might not even be seeing the drop tech that he usually goes for. He might be going for very early Dragoons. All of Roller's units still walking around the map, all scattered. There is a barrack being produced there in the middle bottom spot, but Hiwi always throws down the pylon in the corner there because he knows that you can lose games to just a cheeky barrack flying in, making fire bats in your base and running them onto your minerals. That's not something he wants to experience again, so he's always throwing down the pylon there in the corner. Might seem very minute, but it's very, very specifically aimed at just that one move that a player can do, and it's better to just do it and not regret it. I mean, better to do it and regret than regret not doing it. That's the way you gotta say it. My bad. There is a cannon at his Nexus just as a failsafe, because even if he lands it, he can still make a fire bat and run it in. But there is the first Dragoon. There are another Dragoons. The Dragoon range almost finished up. He's on 4 gateways almost. He added another one. 2 to 3 he already has. There's another pylon being thrown down. And Roller now adding on his first factory and his first extra command center. And there's a stim upgrade on the way. There is a fire bat coming out of the barracks, and Hiwi is positioning his Dragoons to counter it. But by moving his Dragoons to counter it, his entire front was left exposed to the Marines, and the Marines now are pushing in and rushing into Hiwi's base, and Hiwi managed to kill the fire bat that spawned from the barracks. Another one will spawn very soon, and Hiwi is now pushed into the corner of his base, a literal corner to be precise, and he's still waiting for the fire bat to spawn. The fire bat spawn. Now he's pushing his marines in. He's gonna take down the dragoon. He's not focusing on the cannon. Although, yes, he's focusing the cannon down, but the marines can't really get in there. And the marines dying to the probes, though. But the probes are pulled off the minerals, so Hiwi is now losing a little bit of income. And he probably also lost a bunch of his probes. And he's still trying to make fire bats. The fire bat goes down to the dragoons, and the marines also going down very slowly, but they're doing a lot of damage to Hiwi's minerals. And excuse me for that. The probes are still being sniped down by the marines. He killed at least 12 probes in the entire fight there. Took down cannons, took down dragoons. At the expense of just a couple of marines and medics that he was already planning on losing to the attack. So this is a very good win situation for Roller, as he manages to get the upper hand, slow Hiwi down, throw a wrench into Hiwi's plans. There is a tank coming out. I'm not he hasn't started his siege mode upgrade. It might have been, yeah, there it is. He's starting it now, and there is the marine weapons upgrade. And range upgrade is already finished, I think. This range upgrade has finished, so here we cannot place his dragoons in the exact correct range to snipe down the bunkers or damage them. He's forced to pull back, and that means that his initial strategy has already failed, as Roller punished it really well with a very aggressive early game play. And more dragoons rolling in. Siege mode is about 10 seconds away, and once he gets the tank up at the choke, Hiwi will have to rethink his entire life plan, because boy, things didn't work out as he planned. It's like a mid-game crisis that he's facing. He's gonna throw down gateways on the middle, but Roller feels that he can push out and go for the punish on Hiwi, because Hiwi's units are out in the middle, and Hiwi responds a little bit late because he wasn't expecting that move from Roller at all. And a lot of these dragoons have gone down. About 5 marines have gone down too, but Roller takes control over the middle, which is very convenient for him because he didn't know that this was happening on the middle. He just had a feeling that, alright, you know what, I did a lot of damage to Hiwi's base, to his income. I can go and be aggressive after I've balled up a bunch of units, marines, medics, and a tank. Another tank rolling in, more marines being produced in his base. He's got 6 barracks making marines, and he just spammed a bunch in each of them so he doesn't have to put as much focus in it as he would if he were just put a single one in every single barracks. He's preparing for the push. Hiwi is rolling out his dragoons against Roller, but Roller sieges up his tanks, pushes the dragoons back, but has to re-siege. And these cannons will not finish. These cannons will actually, they will finish, but they won't pose much of a... They will actually pose a lot more of a threat, because I didn't expect so many of Roller's marines to die, and I didn't expect the zealots and dragoons to take so much time to fight against. But he does manage to take over control of the choke, so Hiwi is now completely pushed back again into a literal corner. The corner that is the bottom left corner, that is his base. And Roller now pushing in a little bit deeper, but he walks into a cannon. He's going to lose a couple of marines to the cannons, but he's going to try to take down the cannon. But the dragoons are finishing off all the marines that he had there, but reinforcements are rushing in, coming to the aid of the tanks and marines that just died to the cannon, but the cannon went down. I was going to take down and focus on these gateways here in the bottom right corner of Hiwi's base. Hiwi is suffering greatly under all these attacks that Roller is throwing down at him, and there is a SCV. So he's going to try to make, I assume, at least a turret there, just in case Dark Temples are going to come out. And he's taking down the pylon instead of the gateways, so the gateways are rendered completely useless. And this tank is gonna go down to the dragoons, but the dragoons are giving up their life in return. A lot of the units went down for both players there, but Roller having the upper hand thanks to that really brilliant and well-timed early attack on Hiwi's minerals. And his base has put him in a position where he's actually going to win a very, very quick TVP. Because I don't think that Hiwi is gonna make a comeback in this one. Hiwi calls it GG and leaves the game, and Via's Roller beats 458 in under 10 minutes in a TVP. That's something that's rarely seen, because Hiwi/458 has such a great PvT game, Something like this rarely ever happens, but Roller comes out with great timed attacks and also pretty good control, focusing on the exact right things, great decision making, pushes Hiwi into a corner, decimates his income, his army, his aggressiveness after getting pushed into a corner so early. And pretty tight game from Roller. I really like that one. I hope you liked it too. Thanks for watching.